And welcome back. It's the Plus Wanga Princess. It's the RHON Roundup, episode 7. I am so obsessed with what's happening. I love all the shade. Let's get into it. But first, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Zanela Bridal, who of course are dripping me for the gods. You should check them out if you're a bride, a bridesmaid to be, a guest, a mother of the bride, anything you need, they have all the solutions. Zanela Bridal, follow them on all their socials. And of course, because they're supporting us, we will continue to entertain you. So we start off with Lisa, Dr. C, and Sonal, who hook up for what can only be described as witchcraft. Like, no shade. I don't want to throw any shade on African traditional religion. But girl, whatever they were leaking, count me out. Plus, Dr. C being Alunje was constantly just like, if my people knew I was here. And girl, same. Then, of course, it proceeded to the girls discussing what happened last time, because that fight between Vera and Sonal was hot. Which, by the way, was the conversation of topic for everybody who hooked up in each scene. Everybody was talking about it. But anyway, Dr. C decided to disinvite Vera for the lingerie shopping trip that she had been planning for all the girls, and rightfully so, because Vera did go way below the belt, especially when she was attacking Sonal on the whole popping pills for her depression and anxiety. You never know what is going to send somebody over the edge. And plus, what was the flex about at you're not married anymore? These days, marriage doesn't mean anything, girl. It really doesn't. Okay? As long as you have money, it's all good. But once she was disinvited from the lingerie shopping trip, Lisa threw some shade. And you know I do not tolerate a fat shamer for nothing. Vera is pregnant, and therefore she should be allowed to exist as she is. Okay? Because Lisa threw a dig like, anyway, what was she going to get that could fit her in that store or whatever? Something to that effect. And I was like, girl, you will barely look good in anything in that store, so don't do that. Then we move on to Vera and her husband in their house. And the only shocking thing about that scene was that Vera has a brother. Somehow I feel like she was like created in a lab for whatever reason. I'm just like, it feels like Vera just popped out of like a cocoon somewhere. Anyway, it was nice to see her and her family as she was planning for a Swahili party that she was going to have later on that week. So yeah, then we move on to Sonal and Mine, who met up for lunch because they are suddenly best friends. And can I tell you, I don't believe it at all. How did these chicks skip? Like, it's like there's an episode we didn't watch. They skipped from being mortal enemies to, girl, I love you. No, I love you more. Huh? Don't do us. Don't fake us. But anyway, they met for lunch. They were busy giving each other like a lot of props from nowhere. But they all looked cute, although they looked cute for Roro. I mean, I'm not shading Roro, but like Roro is in the mall. Wearing couture everywhere is not the flex that it should be. But the only thing that was a little dodgy, a little sus, a little girl, you trying to be spicy or whatever, was Susan was a little flirtatious in the way she was talking to Mine, because girl looked like she wanted to suck a little titty or something. You know what I'm saying? It was too much. And then the conversation proceeded to where Mine was started talking trash about Vera, and yet her and Vera were the original alliance. In reality TV, trust no one, because damn, the way that script has been flipped, like Mine was mortal enemy number 1 to everybody, and now suddenly Vera is the one and being betrayed by Mine. Gosh, that will definitely sting a little bit, because Vera doesn't know any of this at the moment. Then Mine asked Susan why she didn't stand up for Sonal the same way she stood up for her when, you remember in the original party that Sonal threw, and like when Mine wanted to bring beef with Dr. Maria, Susan was like, no, this is my friend, this is our party, you ain't gonna do that. The day for the little baddie comment. Well, Susan, during the argument between Vera and Sonal, was ni kama Mungu alisema nimekufundisha kunyamaza leo unanyamaza kabisa. And to me that was like shady, because her excuse was that Sonal and Vera have a 7-year relationship. What the hell does that have to do with anything? When you see your friend being attacked, I don't care who you're arguing with, that was below the belt. Susan, girl, you ain't loyal at all. Sus. Anyway, so then we see Dr. C and Susan again with the kids. I really love this pair. I really love the kids. Like, they have so much personality and so much, But Susan showed up to Dr. C's house in couture. Again, guys, mmesema wardrobe zenu zote tutazijua. Anyway, wacha nisiongea vibaya, because it's like you guys also are seeing my entire wardrobe as well. So I kind of get it, but I also don't. You're going to bake. Kids are going to packer you with... That dry cleaning bill is not worth it. The only thing that I'm starting to notice is that Dr. C and Susan are very supportive of each other, because Dr. C actually asked Susan to be on the next cover of the Samantha Bridal magazine. So, it's cute. I love to see it. Women supporting women, this is what it's really supposed to be about. Then we move on to seeing Dr. C and her hubby, and I am in love. Of all the husbands, he is the best husband. Let me tell you why. One, he's the one who does most of the cooking, because every time we've seen him, he's in the kitchen or bringing Dr. C some food, okay? Two, he pretends to be listening to the gossip or whatever, but he's like, girl, I really don't care. You're just beautiful when you talk. Husband goals, somebody, anybody. Yeah, that's how Luya girls want it. Thank you. The girls finally end up going for the lingerie shopping trip, which was cute to see. They had like a little fashion show over there. As I predicted, Lisa's outfit was nothing to sing home about, but everybody else, Dr. C's body. Okay. That's how you do it. Gosh, is that how I will do it? Fingers crossed. In the process, the girls start discussing again the topic of the fight that happened. But what was brought up is, Sonal happened to mention that Vera had said Mine was broke or something like that. That time when she was hosting her event in KNT and taking it to CBD, she was like, oh my God, this girl is so broke, whatever. So Mine caught feelings and she was like, excuse me, but isn't this the same chick who we keep sending makeup artists to and she doesn't pay them? Susan, don't you send her a makeup artist all the time and she doesn't pay them? Susan, this episode was really like, Pim Mungu alinifundisha kunyamaza. But you know what that means. The truth. So Vera, what's going on, girl? You out here spending 3-something million on a gender reveal party, but you can't pay your makeup artist? Pay your artists. Of any kind. Pay your artists. Then I'm gonna skip over. Sonal and Susan went to a tattoo thing. Sonal kind of gave her like $300 or $500. I was like, get me friends like that. Anytime we go out, give me money for coming to hang out with you. That works. I'll be out all the time. Then we move on to Mine and her husband, and I'm really loving them as a couple. To be honest, I like the way they vibe with each other. You can tell that he really loves her, but they are very typical Kenyan couple, so looks can be deceiving. But for now, we love them. The only thing that I found so sad, so Mine kind of planned this whole chill romantic spa day thing to get his mind off of losing his dad. But then they decided to go to the bathtub, and there was candles and petals and all that good stuff. But then Mine was in the bathtub with fishnets and a full set of lingerie. That drove me crazy. Like, why would you do that? As in, wet clothes on your skin is so... Oh, guys, it really irritated me. And in my mind, this chick is always talking about that stuff. You know what I mean? She's always trying to be sexy. She's always trying to be innuendo. She's always trying to do the most. And I'm like, if you're going to show us that, commit to it or leave it alone. Because you could have... By the way, it could have ended at the massage place thing. Please, guys, don't play with us. If you're going to show us. Then we get to the final scene, which is Vera's Swahili day, Swahili party, whatever. It looked good, but the most hilarious thing was that everybody kept complaining about, nimepotea, huku kuna dust. Kwani where does Vera live? Should I live in Kitsuru, where there's greenery and tarmac? Olienda wapi huko kuna dust mingi, watu wambie. But the house looked cute, it looked adorable. The shade that she threw was, of course, Pundas. The Pundas were greeting the guests as they walked in. Dr. C was the first to arrive. Lisa didn't make it this time. Shock and horror, because she would have been there with Dr. C in the beginning. But it was so crazy that Dr. C showed up at like 3 and they saw Vera like at 7. Like, it was definitely dark in her own house. Vera, how are you late in your own house? Surely. So they complained, and then there was a little scandal of sorts because they were given champagne. Eventually, Mine showed up and Sonal showed up, which was a shocker. But then when they went to pour their champagne in the glasses, Dr. C was just like, it's a stinking glass. Please, take it away. Which was hella crazy. Like, what was that about? Anyway, so now showed up. She was looking what? But anyway, she had paid for therapy, and that therapy was very expensive, and so it is clearly working. She showed up with a clean heart. I believe that, because Sonal really is the peacemaker. Even though she brought her claws out a little bit, she's still a very gentle lamb. She's not gonna do much, right? So eventually everybody showed up to the party, including the host, finally. She claimed that it was because she really wanted it to be a night thing, but she had to put daytime on the event, whatever that was about. Big shout out to Chef Ali. We saw him make a cameo. If you don't know who Chef Ali is, please check out his Instagram. He's a pretty dope chef. I wonder if he's the one who did the food, or they're just friends with Vera haphazardly. Anyway, the party was great. They were eating at midnight though. Then Mine pulls Vera aside to be like, girl, so now told me that you said I was broke. What the hell, girl? Of course, the fighting started again, even though everybody had initially come with peace. Because during the dinner, everybody went around saying something lovely about Vera, and so did Sonal. That was wonderful. Like, that was such a when you go low, I go high type of moment. You know what I mean? But I'm not the one. I go below the belt. Me, you go low, me, I go to hell. Don't do that. So the girls came back, and of course the fight ensued again, and it just devolved into something crazy. Although this fight was not as intense as the last one. Everybody kind of just decided to pick themselves up and go home. They were like, this is too much, I'm out of here. That was that. And the story was over. I don't know how I feel about this episode. It was good, but it was also nah. It was just there. It was nah. We are rounding off to episode 8, 9, and 10. We assume that it's going to be 10 episodes, because I don't know why they would give us more than that. Anyway, we hope that there's going to be something serious, something juicy, something nice for the season finale, because it cannot be this story for Mine's broke. Let's not do that. I'm over it. Boo, boring, because clearly she's not. So let's not carry that one. Okay, that's it from us. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. As usual, please like, share, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification buttons. We love doing these videos for you, so please share with your friends so that they know we're having a good time over here. Okay, don't forget to support all the accounts that we mentioned here and our sponsor Zanela Bridal. I will see you next time.